is up and running.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Yay.
All right. So, last time on A Crown of Cold Iron, whoo boy, what didn't happen? The party has been following a series of leads that has brought them to Banner and Norton's, a Fey Fight Club mullet. It's a bar in the front and an extra dimensional Fight Club space in the back. You all were able to enjoy a series of increasingly off the walls fights. Banner being a wild Fey, generally boisterous and excited about all things combat. Norton being Tyler Norton, Lexi's old service buddy. And in the last 3 months, they've flipped over this fight club into an elaborate Fey and human fight club with this massive space that does not possibly fit beneath this bar. You all watched all kinds of people fight. You found Lieutenant Davis, who is apparently going undercover infiltrating the Kingsguard. You met Tyler's friend Finch, who let you in on Davis's investigation, which Tyler seems to be cooperating with. You also encountered Oryx's cousins, Argent and Stultus, servants of his patron, Lord Lambton. You don't actually know what they're here for yet, other than they were trying to talk to Maine, Banner and Norton's third partner, and apparently the only Fey keeping this entire space together. Simultaneously, she was being accosted by some unknown Fey individuals. And the space is now collapsing. Maine appears to be trying to stabilize the space, but Argent and Stultus and one of the Fey intruders are all chasing after her. You all are chasing after her, but some of you have been hit by Stultus's charming Fey frost breath, and now you all are in this very tight space, covered in frost, covered in Fey magic, and the walls are literally coming down around you. And right when we ended, something that sounded like a massive, let's just call it what it is. It was a Jurassic Park T-Rex sound. Came from the space you just left, followed by the sounds of chaos, screaming, and violence. So, we're going to pick up with you all, mostly in the back hallway of this collapsing Fight Club ring. Auric, you are in possession of your faculties, and you have followed Maine into this room. Yep. Cyrus, you are not in possession of your faculties, being affected by this Fey frost breath, but you also only have 1 hit point. Lexi, you are doing fine, but you are now pinned between Argent and Stultus, who are between you and the door. So, we'll take it back to the top, and I believe that we were having Auric act first, correct?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Auric, you are up.
All right, so I have a lot of things that I want to do, most of which is talking.
All right. Well, let's see how much you can get in 6 seconds.
So, if I can, I would like to ready the hand that is blocking the doorway to grab either Argent or Stultus if they try to come through, or
right.
the third person.
Yeah, there's also that confused Fey person you don't actually know, this woman.
Yeah, her. If any of the 3 of them tries to come through, then the hand will grab. And in the meanwhile, I am going to give up on going incognito and instead yell out to Argent. Argent, unless your plan involves a demand falling down around us, I would suggest moving to plan B. And if that is the plan, please still change to plan B.
So you are still in your human form, which Stultus and Argent have never seen. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh. Well, because of the disadvantage, that's a natural 1.
Oh, no.
Otherwise, it was going to be a 13, so probably still not good.
Man, so this is going to go real bad.
Got it.
I think you don't even necessarily know what the response is. You just see Stultus's head like careen around the corner, crane around the corner. There we go, and look at you oddly, and then pull back, and you have no idea what their response is.
Fair enough. I turn to see if Maine is still working on getting this stabilized.
Yes, which is a good point. Go ahead. Everybody give me a Constitution saving throw.
I shouldn't have said anything. 14.
Ooh, 23.
Nice.
17.
So, good news, bad news. The good news is you all passed. The bad news is you're going to take a point of force damage anyway.
So if I am currently
Taking half damage.
taking
You'll
half
still take
damage.
one.
Okay. Just making sure.
So I'm unconscious.
Oh no! Yes, you are.
Cool.
Does that mean when he wakes up, he won't be charmed anymore?
Yeah, I'm going to say falling unconscious is, we'll clear you up there.
Oh, good.
So that happens, and then at the top of the turn, Maine is going to make. Well, I'll be. All right. Okay.
That's not a good sign.
No, actually, this is really good for you. So Maine is working at some kind of like arcane. It's sort of like an arcane console. It's almost like this is what is sustaining and amplifying the magic that is allowing this space to exist.
Okay.
And when she first touches it, it like showers sparks everywhere. It's like a Star Trek console blowing. But she starts like making weird gestures over it and chanting and pulling out different like components and performing this ritual, and it actually starts to sort of glow with this gentle opalescent magic. And literally, like, as soon as she touches it, the space sort of settles a little.
Promising.
Someone roll me 2d4.
Okay. Three. So a 1 and a 2.
She says, okay, that should slow it down for about 20 seconds.
Great.
That means that for the next 3 rounds, there won't be a roll at the top of the round.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, she very first Arcana check. She has a +4 for her intelligence. She has a +3 for her proficiency. She rolled a nat 20 on the very first roll.
Nice.
She just like, boom.
She's like, all right, I got this.
Yeah. Instantly has it. All right.
Quick question. This
Yeah.
office, what is it? Wood?
Yes. Give me a
Do not set it on fire.
perception check.
Natural 20.
All right, on a 20, you pick up a lot of details.
Including the fact that this is wood.
Well,
It's mahogany, actually.
well, go ahead and tell me why do you want to know if it's wood? Is it just
In case worst
flammability?
case scenario, I need to put up a wall of fire.
Well, what you do see, you actually learn a lot more here than you meant to. When you just sort of casually look around this room is almost entirely made from materials from Fairy.
Okay.
It reminds you a lot of the Embassy, actually. But the Embassy has almost unlimited access to the central portal. Where in the world did Maine get all of these materials? There are like multiple trees worth of like fairy wood, and you recognize like fairy stone. There's all kinds of different types, but it has weird like lustrous qualities compared to sort of mundane human realm rocks. And there's like just little like knickknacks and artifacts and things just all over this room, and they're beat up. You do notice they're a little bit beat up. They're a little worn. They're not as fancy as the Embassy, but there is sure a lot of them for someone living here. And yes, it would still catch fire if you used Wall of Fire.
Yeah.
And you don't know what effect that would have on the spells holding this place together, but Smart Money says bad.
Yeah.
All right. So you went. Lair effect happened. Main stabilized it for 3 rounds. I think now we have Argent and Stultus going, right?
I do not
Yes.
remember the order. So.
Yeah.
All right. Argent does not like Argent does not like Lexi trying to get past him. Have you successfully hit? No, you haven't actually hit Argent yet.
I don't think so, no.
So Argent isn't necessarily thinking of you as like a real threat yet.
Okay.
Argent is going to try and grapple you.
Okay.
So give me give me 2 athletics checks.
2 athletics checks. Okay.
And actually, are you raging?
Yes.
Okay, so you're rolling with advantage. So these
Yes.
first 2 will be your first check.
So just do 1 check then.
Go ahead and give me 1 more roll to
make it advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, so 16.
All right. So on the first grapple check, you tie. Even with your hero light powered strength, Argent reaches out and he's sort of shelved his equipment. Has 2 hands, scaly hands, grab your shoulders and is going to try and pull you back away from this door. He doesn't fully succeed, but he at least sort of has like, you know, a grip, and he's going to try and use another grapple. Let's go ahead and roll again with advantage.
$24. And
Oh
22.
man, you just barely. He got a 23.
Good
You
Lord.
just barely pull out ahead of him. Like Argent is big, beefy, fairy dragon knight man. Like, thank you. He is like, this is sort of his job, is like taking hits and grabbing things.
He doesn't realize it's mine too.
Yes. So you barely like stay out ahead of him, but it is close. Give me an insight check.
12.
Yeah, on a 12, you just don't catch it.
Damn.
All right. It is Stultus's turn. Stultus has already used his Fey Frost Breath. He's going to try and see if it recharges. It does not. Yeah, Stultus is a jerk. So I don't even know if any of you see this. This is almost more like a third-person omniscient narrator sort of thing. So, Auric, you're in the room. You're at a little bit of an angle. Your earthen hand is in the way. Cyrus is out. Lexi is now locking strength with Argent. And Stultus just bursts apart into a cloud of, think like a very colorful, almost an impossibly colorful cloud of butterflies. But on the places on a butterfly that would be black, it's instead made of ice. And the cloud into the air and coalesces on the other side of Auric. And
The hand tries to grab and manages to get a butterfly wing, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And you feel this sort of icy breath on your neck. And you also notice something. Well, we'll save that. So you feel this icy breath on your neck. And Stultus is leaning over your shoulder saying, "Cousin, you're not where you belong. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing." And Stultus is going to frickin' stab you with this weird icy butterfly rapier.
Rude.
That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That is 11 piercing damage and 8 psychic damage.
And 8 psychic damage.
And you have disadvantage on your next attack roll before the beginning of his next turn. And
the attack rolls.
He's going to do it again. That one's only a 12.
That's a miss.
All right, so he is now in the room. Then I think we've been having... let's have the... Stultus just yells, "Friends, stop that one from getting in." And you realize he's talking to the charmed ogre bouncer and the Fey woman. And both of them, they don't actually try and harm you. They're just physically going to get in your way. They're charmed, not dominated. They're not going to fight you on his behalf, but they will awkwardly stand in your way. All right. In that case, it is Lexi's turn.
What's your other stupid cousin's name?
Argent.
Argent, thank you.
And I did yell at him 6 seconds ago, so you would probably have heard that.
Yes. Lexi's gonna deck Argent. I don't even think I'm gonna pull out the brewer's mallet for this. This is just straight up uppercut under the jaw, kind of anger with some extra hero coloring it.
All right. So mechanically, I'll just have you go ahead and roll the normal brewer's mallet attack, and we'll just say that that's your unarmed hit.
Okay. So it's an 18.
An 18 just barely hits. So Argent has his arms up trying to sort of wrestle you out of the way. And so he doesn't have his shield up when you just boom and just like crumple the edge of his silver snout just a little bit. So go ahead and roll damage.
$17.
Good night.
Colby, I can't hear you.
It's because I'm on mute. No
Okay.
big. So some of the impact is blunted by this sort of layer of frost that coated Argent when he blocked you last turn. But he still felt that. He like reels back a little, sort of snorting a cloud of frost. There's some blood in the silvery blood in the frost.
Okay.
You've got another attack.
I know. Let's see. 10.
Oh, that ain't gonna do it.
I ain't gonna do it.
All right. So we'll pop down the list. You all are just hearing like wild, chaotic sounds outside. There's more of that like sound going on, and you hear like shattering wood and like metal clashing into stone. People are yelling and screaming.
Somebody got turned into a velociraptor again.
Sounds really exciting out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos sounds happening.
Hope somebody grabbed their double margaritas and ran.
Cameo by Jimmy Buffett.
Cameo by Jimmy Buffett.
All right.
That fact.
Yeah. Lots of stuff happens, and we go back to the top. So that was one of your 3 sort of free rounds.
All right.
Of not getting crushed by this space. Thark is going to sort of push past and squeeze down this hallway, delicately carrying one unconscious Blackthorn student under each arm, like he's rescuing kittens from a burning building.
Thank you, Thark.
Thank you, Dark.
It's the job. The standing elven warrior runs past, sort of half hauling, half supporting his nearly unconscious friend. And we're back to the top. So you got that free round. Auric, you're up.
All right. Well, since Stultus told me I'm in the wrong place, I feel like I have to respond. Would you believe me if I said I was here following orders from Lamb Chop?
From Lamb Chop. The answer's probably gonna be no.
So here's my question as the DM. What are you trying to do with this statement? All right, do you feel like you're telling the truth? Are you lying? Are you just trying to piss him off?
I feel like it is the truth because this is related in a way to us trying to track down the missing people.
But in a specific sense, like, are you trying to convince him that it's the truth?
Not really.
Okay, so is it? What's the function of the statement?
This is not persuasion, so therefore, what is it?
It's really just banter.
All right.
No rolls were made.
Go ahead. He'll respond on his turn. So what do you want to do?
It might be a bit to annoy him because I think he probably, I've called Lambton Lamb Chop in his presence before and he doesn't like it.
No, he does not.
And would it be an action to shove a potion down Cyrus's throat?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't disengage as an action and then shove a potion down his throat as an action.
No, you're gonna have to be stuck where you are. Although, what is it to command your hand?
It's an action to command the hand.
Ah, I see the dilemma. Yeah, to feed it to someone else, like, otherwise you're like just smashing it over his face.
Right.
Although I guess you have the Hugs bottles, so
I do have the Hugs bottles. So it's basically just pouring it over his face and hoping some goes into the mouth.
yeah. So yeah, it'll still be an action.
I also lost track of where he is.
Cyrus.
Oh, can you not
He's on
see
the
him?
yeah, he's on the other side.
This room is very dark for
Yeah.
me.
He's on the other side of the big guy. Can you see the
Oh,
big guy?
Oh, he was also behind one of the circles because I had my character selected. I see him now.
There you go.
He's
User
registering.
error.
He's registering in a weird place for you. On mine, he's in the room right next to you.
Okay, that's where he had been, and then he moved.
Yeah, he moved.
Yeah, that's a weird roll 20
Oh.
glitch. I was like,
Okay.
I don't understand how you can't see him. You're on top of him.
Well, then in that case, I don't need to disengage. I will just dump a potion down his throat.
All right.
And then I'm gonna drop concentration on the hand. It didn't really help me out any.
Poof.
And burn a couple of sorcery points to cast magic missile as a bonus action.
All right.
And as a third level spell.
All right. Who are you targeting?
All of it at Stultus. So let's see. That means that it is how many darts? 4 darts?
At third level, that's 5 darts.
Yeah, you're right. 5 darts.
3 + 1 + 1.
All right, 5 darts.
And do you want to roll for the potion, or Cyrus? Do you want to roll?
I'll roll unless you want to.
Go ahead.
I've started doing the magic missiles, so I'll finish those first. 8, 10, 15, 20 points of force damage.
Nice.
And then the potion is there it is. 2d4 plus 2. Okay. Potion will be 8 points of healing.
All right. So you fling out these magic missiles. What are your magic missiles looking like these days?
These days, unless I'm thinking about it, I think that my time around Cyrus has made them start looking a little more Raven-like.
All right. These sort of silvery ravens with like dark trailing edges of flame just crash into Stultus like and you see Stultus like going like and there's some silvery opalescent blood dripping, and he turns around and yells, "It is Lord Lambton!" And there is a burst of it's decidedly like blue shades of like blue and white, but there's a lot of shades, and this like of cold fire sweeps up around you. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Better not set fire to that mahogany.
Con save is 21.
That's good. It was going to be, well, you also have cold resistance. So it was 17. So it reduces to 8, reduces to 4. That would have been a very substantial hit if several things hadn't lined up for you.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's still hurt.
All right. So that was Oric's turn. So now it is Argent and Stultus? Yes. Where'd you go with that?
I don't remember when I am in the order, but
Oh, that's right. We got back to the top. Yeah,
Nice.
you're after Lexi. Did we skip your death saving throw last turn?
Then
Yeah.
yes, because if he's after me, then we went back to the top right after me.
You're right.
Okay.
Just for fun, go ahead and give me a D20 roll just to see if you get some extra health.
$16.
All right. So Oric goes. Argent is. I think Argent is very frustrated at this point. Argent inhales a deep breath, and Lexi and the Fey Woman and the Bouncer are all going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
$24.
All right, you're going to pass. +4. She passes. And oh, he's going to fail.
Uh-oh.
Whew. So you and the woman take 18 points of damage. The bouncer takes 36. Both of them are going to get new saves on the charm effect.
Sorry, how many points did I take?
You took 18.
18?
Yeah.
And you're raging, so it's half again, isn't it?
No, because it's cold damage.
Ah.
You also notice that like the frost is
cold damage.
lingering around you.
She's got the
Oh, that's
bear
right. You're a
totem.
bear totem. I don't know why I was
Yeah.
thinking you were something else. Yeah,
So
so
9.
you only take 9.
Okay.
I guess I was thinking of my teammate in Ack Inc. who is an ancestral guardian. So he breathes ice. Both of them are going to break charm and be like, "What's going on?" Well, that's what the bouncer says. The bouncer recalls getting Fey frost breathed and is going to push into the room and take a swipe at Stultus here. Pull him up. Oh, he's going to hit real hard. Oh, Stultus is going to have a bad day.
It's always fun when they have a bad day.
Whew. Stultus takes almost 30 points of damage as the bouncer like pulls out. It's this very sleek looking weapon that it looks like a sort of Fey ogre take on like a nightstick. But that means that it's like the size of a baseball bat. It just looks relatively small in his hand. And he just whack, 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 just smashes Stultus. And Stultus just reels back. You also notice, Oric, you see this, you're very close. This thing has a cold iron tip. Stultus isn't just like a little hurt. Stultus, like, it's almost like he hits and then the impact like reverberates through him. Stultus goes from fine to like bloody and battered almost immediately. You also notice, and you would just know this, some of Stultus's abilities and things probably just switched off for him. Because he just got hit hard with cold iron multiple times. The Fey woman is a little bit hurt, and she's just like, this is not worth it. And she is going to disengage and run right into Oryx Cloud. You just distantly hear a voice like, what is this?
I forgot that was there.
And I don't think it's
this
concentration.
It's not, because it's the ring.
So yeah, she's just like, she wanders into this cloud and doesn't know where she is.
Hang on, let me double check the ring. It is lasts for 1 minute, no concentration.
Jeez.
It's still there.
Yep. So she's gone. That happens. Cyrus, you are up and you are no longer charmed.
All right, so Maine and the bouncer are in here with me.
Yes, and as is a very hurt Stultus.
Oh. Does he have a token?
I can't decide if the lighting is messing with you all or if oh, it's just the lighting. He's there. It's just dim in this room.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't. I kept like moving Cyrus around sub just because like I couldn't see anything happening.
Because well, that's a good question. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Yeah, why? Huh. You're supposed to have dark vision, like, attached to your token, and I don't know why it isn't. Hey.
Hey. Okay. Okay, so that's Stultus right there. Okay, so we are engaged. And, all right, and you said Stultus was hurt, right?
Stultus is very hurt.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're just going to attack once and see what happens, and then we'll figure out what my bonus action is. So we're going to Ill Omen, short swords. $22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Okay.
All right. Whew. Stultus looks very hurt. Yeah, it's been his turn. since he used it. So when you stab him, he is going to use his frigid rebuke again. So you're gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, it's been fun. 14.
Seven points of damage.
Okay.
Are you at 1 again?
I'm at 1 again. Well, in that case, he is definitely getting attack number 2. Oh. But I bet a 10 does not hit.
It does not.
All right. Well, that's what I can do.
It's also always a little sad when a rogue makes their second attack, because that first one gets that sneak attack. It's like someone who like fires a bazooka and then pulls out a water pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Stultus is having a real bad day. It's not great. All right. So, Maine is going to go ahead and make another Arcana check to see if she can buy more time. She buys you one more turn before stuff starts to go bad again. So you're still sitting at 3 rounds.
Okay.
All right. Then I believe it is Lexi's turn.
Okay. I'm still fighting with
Argent.
Argent. I almost called him Argon, and I was like, that's not right. So smack him around a bit. 19.
19 will hit.
And that is 11 points of damage.
All right.
And hit again. And that is a 12. That will not hit.
12 will not hit.
Shame.
All right. The sounds of chaos and madness still continue out there. Once again, there's more stomp, stomp, crash. Decidedly less sounds of like response this time. It sounds like the crowd out there is thinning pretty dramatically.
Hopefully because they're running, not because they're being eaten.
I think it's because they're running.
Say it's hard to say. All right. Yeah, I keep thinking there's all these characters to do, and really we've thinned the herd down to like 5 or 6 people. So we burned through another turn of your safety. You have 2 turns left. Auric, you are up.
All right. And Stultus looks very hurt, yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna be a jerk. I cast Melf's Minute Meteors, using Evoker's Exchange to change it to lightning damage.
All right.
Because there's a lot of wood in here. So going to that's 6 meteors, and immediately 2 of them are going to fly right behind Stultus, so he's the only one being hit. So that's 2 dexterity saves.
You are going to hit the bouncer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is there a wall over here?
I feel like something's weird tonight. Yeah, within 5 feet of that point.
Yeah. So if I...
Oh, yeah, you could drop it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
So it's 2 dexterity saves.
Let's see how he does. Nat 20 on the first one.
All right, that'll do it.
Holy crap. He just rolled double nat 20s.
Glad he did that on saving throws. All right, so
Yup.
half damage each time. So that'll be 7 becomes 3
All
lightning
right.
damage. And 12 becomes 6.
Whew. He is just barely hanging on. Anything
And I
else?
just shout out, seriously, can we at least take this outside?
You sure you want to do that?
I was gonna
With the
say it's too good.
Velociraptors?
It's too good. Stultus says, "Fine. Do you want to take this outside?" And without even turning, he points the rapier over towards the console that Maine is working on, and is gonna sink 3 eldritch blasts into it,
Good job, Arik.
and then
Not what I meant.
into a cloud of butterflies, and is gone.
Not what I meant. You know it.
You gave him the exit line.
Always does that.
All of your sort of turns of safety have just and
Gone.
Lexi, you see this sort of cloud of frozen butterflies. It's almost like a whirlwind of snow, and these crystalline icy butterflies sweeps past you, and it goes around you. It gives you sort of a wide berth with your hero light filling the space, and it sort of pours down below and up above past you. And when it sweeps past Argent, he also is going to disperse into it and be gone.
Hey.
But we are going to stay in initiative order because this place is coming down. So that was Argent Stultus. It is Lexi's turn. You are all...
So Lexi's gonna move. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are all in not great shape.
Yeah.
Run, 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 run.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Lexi moved towards the door just because she didn't know like what else was going on. My gut instinct is to say, what can we do to help? Can we help stabilize it? Because now it looks like there's no more enemies trying to keep us from.
Maine shoots you this withering, venomous look, and you see past her this arcane console that she was working on has 3 giant, like, melted craters in it now, like across all of this like rune work and circles, and there's like smoke coming off of it and more sparks, and she's like, "Does it look fixable?"
I mean, I run a bar. Sometimes duct tape works.
No, duct tape is not going to do it. And she's just starting to like grab important stuff like off the shelves and things, and like stuffing things in her pocket. And she points and is like, "Go and get the big chest," pointing to the bouncer.
Anything we can help carry to safety.
You see her like visibly trying to calm herself down, but you also catch like sort of under her breath, like, "There's anything we can get here."
Would she know that Tyler and I are like besties?
One, not really. All she would know is like Tyler introduced her to you all tonight.
Okay.
The flip side is you don't even really need an insight check. Maine doesn't care.
Okay.
Like she's not like gonna hurt you. She's not hostile, But
Right.
also, like, she doesn't care who your friends are. She doesn't care who Tyler's friends are.
Yeah.
Like,
I was more thinking in terms of like, is she going to think that I'm trying to get something out of it? But yeah, if she doesn't care, then she doesn't care. I have no ulterior motives.
so she's grabbing stuff. Let's see. As he runs past, the bouncer yells. Not yells, but it's like, she's just mad. Grab whatever you can carry and go.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. I am not very strong. I cannot carry much.
Although also in the in the interest of transparency, with the console destroyed, you're going to start taking damage again at the top of each turn, starting next turn, and your buddy has 1 hit point.
Yeah.
So you've got this space in front of you, and there's shelves with all kinds of materials. Lexi is probably not the best person to figure out what's valuable amongst all this
No.
like arcane phase stuff going on. But you do know that Tyler's office is across the hall.
Okay. Looking to see. Okay, no. I thought I had healing potions, but apparently I don't.
I've got.
Oh, there, I've got one.
I was gonna say you all bought a ton of them.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll say even if
I
they're
think
in like
I only have one right now.
even
but
if they're in Oryx inventory, I would assume you all meant to distribute them and just didn't.
yeah, I don't think we distributed them, but that doesn't mean they're not there.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I'll toss a hugs to Cyrus. Okay, so if Tyler's across the hall, then I would probably run to Tyler. Is that even
his
Tyler's-
office, at
his
least.
office?
It's just his office.
It's just his office. Okay.
Can I make any sort of check to know if an extra dimensional space would be safe from whatever is about to happen?
Are you going to climb into your backpack?
I've got rope trick.
We're all gonna climb into the backpack.
And rope trick says spells can't cross the barrier.
I'm gonna say that this falls under the old bag of holding in a bag of holding rules. If you try and create an extra dimensional space inside this extra dimensional space, something bad will probably happen. Best case scenario, it just doesn't work. Worst case scenario, you might like preemptively rip a hole in this space and just like get dumped into the void.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay, so Lexi, are you trying to get into Tyler's office?
Yeah, that's directly in front of me.
Let's see. Let me move a door for you. So you're in front of the locker room.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I see where there's a door now. I understand what doors look like.
So very quickly, you can see there is a desk, there's a chest,
Yes.
there are some like filing cabinets, a bookshelf, and what looks like a liquor cabinet. There's also a weapon rack to your left.
Take the booze.
I was gonna say probably not. I'd probably go for the chest.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Great. Dirty 20.
All right, with a dirty 20, roll. do some math. Man, you keep getting all kinds of monies.
I mean, I think what Lexi would be looking for, knowing Tyler, she probably taught Tyler how to do organization. He might not be very good at it, although he's probably not the one with all the legal documents in his office
I'm gonna see if this is even
anymore.
possible, or if it's gonna like make this explode. It's definitely doable on roll 20. Okay, roll 50 d20.
50 D20.
Yes.
Okay. Oh shit, I accidentally rolled 51. I accidentally typed 51.
It's all right. Honestly, at that scale of number, it doesn't matter.
Roll. Woo! Oh man, that was a. I had a nat and it got hit at the last moment. All right, 453.
All right. First thing you
I
find
had a nat.
is a stack of gold mark notes, just tied with like a rubber band, just like laying on top here. This isn't even like locked. It's just 453 gold marks, just laying on top.
That's Tyler.
Also, let's see what else. Trying to see what things you might have found here, because you rolled really well. Yeah, I'll go with this. So you find it looks like an old it's this weird like spiraling horn.
Okay.
Y'all haven't found one of those before, right?
No.
Don't think so.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I had dropped it in somewhere else. You find this weird spiraling horn that looks very old. And it's literally both like horn, the musical instrument, and horn like a almost impossibly shaped dark like a ram's horn or something.
Okay.
And what else down there?
I was gonna say we have one of those.
Yes.
So you find the horn, you find the gold. I'm not sure what else you find.
No, I'm trying to think of like something that Tyler would have, like that would be
half-eaten Snickers.
No.
Well, so here's what I would say. Give me. I'll come up with the properties of it later. What would be a significant item Tyler would have brought back with him, either from serving, like when he served with you, or when he was part of the border conflicts with Tress. So it could be something more unusual.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is like some sort of stone that's like engraved, but that nobody knew what the markings meant.
All right, mysterious stone.
Mysterious stone. I was also thinking more along the lines of something funny, like a letter or something that, like the threatening letter from the ambassador, like that I would just let that burn in the destruction.
There's probably
Like,
more like files and things in the cabinets and the desk.
yeah.
Um, I'll also give you two more things. There is a clinking sound,
Have fun.
and you just spare a glance. You don't have time to look too closely. Tyler's liquor cabinet here is just full of all kinds of strange things. And you just get a vibe just from looking immediately. Like a lot of these look like they're probably magical in some way, either humanly valuable or magical. But one bottle in particular, it looks like an old, sort of like less well formed glass beer bottle.
Okay.
And it is like clinking and rolling a little.
Yeah, I grab it.
Also, there's a bunch of weapons on this rack. But one thing draws your attention. There's like a broken. It's like a length of wood. It's about maybe this long, and it's broken on one end. But the more you focus on it, the more you can see there's like a faint hero light glow coming off of this piece of wood.
Okay. Yeah, I grab it too.
All right. So you're doing that. We'll say that's what you can grab on your turn. You went over there. Cyrus, what are you doing?
Chug hugs.
All right, so everything is about to go real bad. What we know.
That is a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I guess it's just chug a potion and dash.
All right. Since you're drinking it yourself, that's only a bonus action if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it makes. I don't think it makes any difference between it and cunning action.
All right.
And I don't think I've got any other ways to. Yeah, I don't have any other ways to. I don't have any spells that speed me up. So.
All right. Well, that will give you plenty of motion.
10, 15, 20, 25. Pretty sure I can get there with 60.
All right. So you're the first to see this sort of scene of chaos on the other side. All of the people are gone. All the humanoids in the space are gone. But this space is an absolute wreck. Like something took parts of this space and smashed them into other parts of this space so hard that it just like knocked chunks out of walls and ceilings. Like the whole side of the center cage that you're on has been ripped off and is like curled into a ball, but not before it was apparently used to like slam into the ground multiple times. And it has left the imprint of the cold iron bars of this cage in the floor. It has hit so hard. You see at least one space that looks like it was the epicenter of this titanic stomp that caused like shock waves and left this huge circular. It looks like a Dragon Ball Z crater, is what it looks like. Also, give me a perception check.
At 20, 23.
All right. So you're going to get a little bit extra for your money here. This is what you're good at. Like you step out here and your mind sort of subconsciously and immediately starts reconstructing what happened here from sort of the forensics left behind. You see a lot of what you would guess is fey blood on the ground here. Like a lot of it. You don't see any bodies though. You don't even see like viscera or anything. It doesn't look like they were consumed. You just don't see them. You see the craters. You notice something on a nat 20 that is a very Cyrus thing to notice. There's a very big difference in how something crumples when it is swung by a large creature with great strength versus how something is swung by a smaller creature with great strength. Whatever was swinging this stuff around in here was not like 30 feet tall. It was humanoid shaped. And probably no more than like 6 feet tall. 6 or 7 feet tall. Also, you can see it starting about here, and it's very noticeable. There is a green-black, almost sort of like a mist hanging in the air that is like rapidly dissipating. But you can see where it's touching this opalescent blood on the floor. The blood is like sizzling. All right. So that brings us, I believe. The guard goes in. The bodyguard or the bouncer comes back out with like lots of chests tucked under each arm. And it's just like hauling down the hallway. Clear the way!
With the dynamic lighting, I just saw.
Yep. Thump, thump,
Everybody
thump, thump,
move!
thump, thump. He is on his way out. Maine has grabbed a bunch of stuff. And is not quite as quick, but is going to start heading for the door. That's going to bring us to the top. Everybody give me another Constitution saving throw.
Fun.
22.
All right.
20, dirty 20. Oh,
Womp. So Cyrus, you are considered poisoned this round, and you all take 2 points of force damage. You can tell that the distortion is getting visibly more wrenching. We're back up to Auric. Auric, you are in Maine's sort of lab/office here. There is still a lot of stuff on the shelves, on the desks, on the consoles. Also, when that bouncer ran by, definitely left the vault door open. And Lexi has left Tyler's office door open as well.
While I'm in here, I'm going to take a quick, very quick look around to see if there's anything that grabs my attention.
All right. I will let you choose. Would you like to make an Arcana check or an Investigation check?
Definitely Arcana,
All right.
which will be a 12.
With a 12. With a 12, it's just a little hard to say. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this room that looks important, that looks magical, that looks cool. It's really hard to say what is what. You see what are some things you see in here? On a shelf, there's lots of there's little wands, there's little crystals, there's scrolls. There's a cloak hanging behind the door, apparently forgotten. I'll go ahead and move Maine out of the room so you don't feel as guilty. There's a lot of apparatus on the 2 desks. You see what looks like there's a strange cup of some kind sitting on one of the tables. You see a strange-looking knife sitting on one of the other tables. With your roll, I'll say you have time to grab some miscellaneous stuff, and you can choose between the cloak, the dagger, and the cup.
Okay.
Very tarot sounding when I say it like that.
I think narrative-wise, it makes the most sense. Grab handfuls of I don't know what, and then yank the cloak off the door as I walk out.
All right. You have a cloak. You have random stuff. All right. So at this point, if you all are done trying to sort of grab anything specific, I would say you all can easily make it out before this. You do get hit one more time.
Okay.
And it's for... Let me double check. Make sure it doesn't... Yeah. Continuing a trend line. Cyrus, you move so fast. The next time it comes around, it deals 4 points of damage to everyone. And you are able to, whoosh up the stairs before you are... without being knocked unconscious. All right. You know what's wild? I feel like we described the upstairs so well. Did we have a map for upstairs?
I don't think we did.
I don't remember.
I really don't think we did. It was just well described.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's crazy. I swear I remember there being a map upstairs.
I think there was actually, because it was different from, because I thought it was the bar at first, and then it wasn't. I thought it was Luz. And then I realized it wasn't Luz. I think we did. I remember a map.
Well, geez. I keep accidentally opening like a whole bunch of different maps. Well, I can't find it, but that's all right. So you all get out just ahead of this surprisingly like understated like it's almost just like a gasp of air, like a and the door that you had passed through to come down just opens into like a closet with boxes of potatoes. This sort of dusty, unused room. But just a couple of seconds after the doorway collapses, you hear this awful racket. And it paints this mental picture of the sound of everything that was in that room being smashed together with great force. But you're hearing it like off at a distance. So you have arrived, battered and bruised, in the upstairs of Banner and Norton's. There's sort of an unofficial triage area happening in the parking lot. You see that there's been a lot of beer has been grabbed in the time it took you all to get upstairs. There's no sign of any of the Kingsguard. You do see there are some bodies laid out up here with what looks like tablecloths thrown over them. Some of them misshapen in ways that are a little disturbing. Very consistently, they seem to be the forms of the like burly people, the burly fae who sort of infiltrated the space. So all the Kingsguard are gone. Banner is there. Leon is like slumped up against the wall, just like. Tyler is like. Tyler's tank top is like shredded in places, and there's like scorch marks and slashes, and but he just looks like perfectly fine. He's just going around like checking on people and kind of just generally being positive. Banner is sitting there, looks fine, except he has a huge black eye and still has that like goofy love struck expression on his face. The bouncer has disappeared somewhere. You don't see him. Maine goes over to Tyler and Banner. A lot of the fighters have left, but not all of them. Some of them are just like still hanging around drinking, and they've ordered more food and like are not as they're not as thrown off by this as you
They're
would
not
expect.
bothered.
Yeah. It's just like, oh man, that was crazy. Another round of loaded tots.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you want to interact with? Do you have any questions? Anything you want to do?
Oh no, there's a part of me that like really wants to find out what the hell happened, and there's a part of me that's like Lexi wants to go home. You know, like that's the thing.
I am going to approach the table with Tyler and Banner and Maine and kind of half hand, half toss the cloak to Maine.
All right. So they're sort of like they're like in the parking lot. So like Banner is like sitting on one of those concrete space stoppers,
Mm-hmm.
um, and has got like a frozen bag of something over one eye. His
He's
helmet is sitting next to him. Um, he's not. He's sort of shrunk back down. You all had seen earlier. He like put on his helmet and like got bigger. Still has that swooning expression. Maine sees the cloak and goes, "Oh, thanks." And she sort of looks at it and says, "You know what? I wouldn't even have it if you hadn't grabbed it. You should have something for saving my skin back there."
Thanks.
I
And
mean,
now that there's a
you didn't do it great. I mean, obviously the place still got destroyed, but we're most of us are alive, so that's what matters.
so now that the chaos is less chaotic, what exactly? No, I know what happened, but why?
Which particular part?
Um, I guess I'm curious why Lambton would care about you guys.
Lambton? She's she's gonna make a history check with disadvantage. Lambton, the unseelie guy.
Yeah.
What does he have to do with any of this?
Did you not notice the two dragon people who were chasing you down?
Well, yeah, that was weird. That was definitely weird for sure. I hadn't seen those two before though.
You hadn't seen those two. You had seen the third?
Oh, yeah. That's that's a friend. Friend.
Yeah.
That is
Acquaintance.
that doesn't feel right either. That is
Acquaintance.
a person I have known in the past.
I am at this point going to switch back to dragon face.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a I saw that earlier. I have questions.
Yeah, back of the line. So the two dragons that were with the person you knew once upon a time are agents of Lord Lambton. So you can imagine that I'm curious why Lambton would care about a fight club
Oh.
and why they were okay with collapsing it around themselves.
Oh, they weren't together.
Oh.
They
No,
weren't?
Char is a whole different thing.
I
And you
certainly
recall, Stultus straight up like Fey frost breathed Char.
It's
true.
true.
Knowing Stultus, he probably would have been okay Feyfrost breathing Argent as well.
I mean, this is moderately true. But yeah, you think back like it you didn't actually see anything that suggested that they were together other than that they were both trying to talk to Maine at the same time.
Okay. This just got weirder.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Woo, 15.
All right. Uh, You get the impression, and you saw a little bit of this earlier. Char and Maine have a complicated history. And it seems like there is an element of personal feelings involved, a lot of personal feelings involved. And yeah, I think that's the biggest piece.
All right. Give me one more question, then I'll be willing to answer a couple of yours.
All
Why
right.
would either Char or the dragons have wanted to collapse a demand on top of themselves?
I give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Seriously? 10. I have a +6, and that was with advantage.
Good lord. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, come on.
She thinks about it for a second and says,
Yeah, hi. What's up?
there's something she seems reluctant to talk about, but she says, I don't think they meant to bring it down. I think that was just bad timing. I mean, you know as well as I, and she sort of gestures between her and Banner and Tyler. I mean, he's useless for anything but punching. He's almost useless for anything but punching. And even between the three of us, we don't have enough of a Fey metaphysical weight class to carve out a demand usually.
Mm-hmm.
All of the stuff back there, it's part of this. It combines all these different power sources and stabilizers and rituals, and it lets someone with a little oomph hold a space together, but it's kind of a rickety bridge. It's only supposed to hold so much weight. There were a lot more powers in that room than we've ever had before. We expected, I mean, I was a little surprised. Apparently Tyler is really good at punching. But we expected a little bit of that, and we knew Shane would do a little, and Leon, and even that blonde guy surprised me. And it was a little more saucy than we're used to, but it wasn't unaccounted for. But then there was the three of you. There was the two silver dragonborn. All of them came by. It was too much strain to hold the space open. And of course, right when I realized it, I had Char in my face, and I had those two guys in my face. I really should have reinforced the spell before the last fight. I usually do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that does and doesn't answer questions. At least I know that my cousins aren't suicidal.
No, I don't think he would have. I know that one's type. The butterfly breath one. He wouldn't have blasted the console. Well, even in spite, he wouldn't have blasted the console unless he knew he could escape.
Yeah, that sounds right. Still, the butterfly thing was new.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like. Well, and she kind of takes a step back and she says, actually, it kind of seemed like what you have happening here. Not the butterflies, but like almost like there's two different kinds of magic that are trying to coexist in one being with varying levels of success.
Hmm.
Bless you. Gross.
Cat sneeze on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little concerning because this is kind of nightmare magic, to put it lightly.
Are you referring to your magic?
Yes. And if you're saying that his is even remotely similar, that's kind of concerning.
Well, it's not so much the quality of it. It's almost like someone's trying to play two songs on the same instrument at the same time.
Hmm. Well,
While Auric is thinking, do any of the rest of you want to check in on anybody or ask or say anything?
Is Finch out here?
Uh, yes. You do see Finch. Finch is sitting with the spacey bartender, like sharing a. They're pouring shots out of some like weird looking bottle.
I think Cyrus will go up to Finch and be like, "All right, time to catch me up to speed."
He he takes his last shot, sets the little glass down next to the bottle, pats the trippy bartender on the back, and gets up and kind of gestures, kind of nods over towards like the dark side of the building.
Sure.
And he says, "Okay, I'm not gonna be able to tell you everything, but what do you want to know?"
Everything.
What do we know?
Well, here's the really short version. With some of the things that have happened recently, the Kingsguard have gotten a lot stronger than anyone expected and a lot more influential, a lot faster than anyone had counted on. There are concerned parties, some of them official, some of them unofficial, who are not thrilled to see them accumulating all this power, especially considering that, I mean, one, they're just a bunch of pricks, but more importantly, and he kind of nods his head back over towards Banner and Norton's and says, like, when it doesn't collapse on itself, this is a good thing. This is what folks have been trying to do. It's the Fae and humans just getting along. And the Kingsguard would be quick to wreck that. And let's be real, they only come here because they like to get drunk and have a chance to fight Fae. They play by the rules because they're just a little bit more afraid of Tyler and Banner than they are hateful towards everybody else. So, behind closed doors, go ahead.
The Cyrus would just be like, I was pretty sure that guy in the ring of theirs was dead.
Dead?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna want to know more about that. Dead. Anyway, so behind closed doors, folks know that all the stuff that happened with the Hall of Light and all those attacks, the people who need to know that there were unforeseen factors involved and that everyone was doing their best to resolve the situation, Davis especially. But in the aftermath, a lot of people started making noise. It looked like Davis dropped the ball in a really bad way. And it looked like he did it for personal reasons. Now, the right people knew that that wasn't true. And it wouldn't have been too hard to sweep it under the rug. But Davis had an idea. He said, let's let the criticism ride. In fact, let's lean into the criticism. So on paper, Davis got fired about a month ago. But only on paper. He's going undercover as himself. He's playing a pissed off, angry at the system, angry at the outsiders, angry at the world version of himself, and trying to give us someone on the inside. He's found all kinds of wild stuff. Now, Dead is a new one that I hadn't heard about.
A friend of mine had infiltrated the Kingsguard momentarily using that guy's face as an alias. My friend's not the kind of person to leave that loose end just dangling around.
I'll try and pass the word and see if Davis can't find out more about that. Because that's one of the... I mean, he's top tier. He's leadership. Oh, jeez, that's all we need. Zombie races. That's probably as much as I can tell you right now. I mean, honestly, there's a non-zero chance that you hear from one of us in the future. I don't think this is over by a long shot.
Fair enough. Well, you got my number. You know how to find me.
He nods and sort of walks back off. Is there anything Lexi is wanting to do?
Lexi is going to go up to Tyler and toss the rock at him and say, I found your stupid special rock. Because that's like literally, what they called it.
The stupid special
The
rock.
stupid special rock. Because Tyler was all like, it's a special rock. And nothing ever came of it. And so we called it the stupid special rock.
Now, did you say, is it a plain rock or does it have markings on it?
It's got markings on it.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, 11.
You almost feel like you see something when you throw it to him, but it flickers and it's gone as soon as you start to focus on it.
Sounds about right.
And he says, oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks for getting this out.
It's your stupid special token. Rock.
He puts it down in his pocket. So, that was wild.
No, really?
Hey, you haven't been here in a while. I mean, that was wild. It was probably the wildest night, but not by the margin you might imagine.
I'm glad you're safe, you stupid idiot.
I'm glad you're safe too. And Banner is sitting like 2 feet away, and he's just kind of muttering to himself like, "She's an angel, an angel."
Why am I an angel?
Oh, ignore him. He's not talking about you.
Okay.
I didn't get to see it, but apparently he met somebody, and apparently she gave him that black eye. So I'm not super sure what's happening here, but
Love is weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might have called her an angel and he shouldn't have. Angel might be an insult in her background when it's a compliment in his.
I was gonna say, you can at least tell, like, there's no cross-cultural issue between you and him right now. Like, this guy is wildly infatuated with this woman.
Yep. And she did not appreciate his advances. Yep. She took Angel to be an insult.
So he's muttering. Do you have anything else you want to ask Tyler?
Probably, but I can't think of it.
It's hard to do sort of the investigative part at the end of the evening.
I know.
Old people problems.
Old people problems. Yeah. I was trying to remember what I grabbed because I grabbed the rock, the money, the weapon.
So you have like a broken length of wood.
Yeah.
And it looks like crafted, like polished. It's not just like a branch.
Yeah.
You grabbed a bottle, like an old looking beer bottle that was clinking around on its own.
Yeah.
You grabbed, I think, 453? Yes. Gold marks. Auric grabbed the cloak, which was returned to him, and a small collection of assorted things that I'll send to you later. Cyrus, you booked it, right?
Yep.
Smart.
Yeah, literally, you would have been in trouble with one more round.
So, yeah, Cyrus did not want to play the game of maybe if I drink a potion, I can search a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll sort of recap and process a little more at the top of our next session, but we're about out of time. So the question to put to you all is, I know that rest is your next priority for sure, but after that, what are your all's plans?
All right, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try and get in touch with Argent without getting in touch with Stultus.
All right. So Auric was tracking the human trafficking. You were investigating the mystery fighter. You now have these leads on Davis and the Kingsguard, including Zombie Kingsguard.
Yeah, seriously. He likes brains.
You tracked two of the Kellis cats to the warehouse.
That's right.
Also, I think, Cyrus, you had gotten a lead on the warehouse that it had been used by another organization at some point in the past. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
That's just my pen.
Just to get all our thoughts in order here. Also, you all have at least one address for Cawthorn, Allen, Tarr, and Smith.
Right.
That's the
Send them some glitter bombs.
that is the office of Buchanan. All right. Is there anything else you want to add to your list, and what else is on your priority?
Cyrus is, I think, is probably gonna alert Alex about Shane, but knows that may or may not be Alex may not be available to meet immediately on that.
Oh. Do I see those students around?
Yes. You see the two students. They're like sitting on another one of the little parking things, and they both look pretty messed up, but not in a life-threatening way.
I just make eye contact and glare.
They sheepishly sort of duck their heads, and one of them like elbows the other and gestures, and they get up and sort of start heading off towards a bus stop.
That was the only other loose thread that I could think of.
All right. So you're going to contact Argent and not Stultus. You're going to alert Alex regarding Shane. What else?
So I was just looking through my notes, and Finch knows from the local hospital that some weird vibe people were hanging around. So, in terms of the trafficked people, maybe doing some looking at the hospital.
All right. then we will return to this next week.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go finally eat my Taco Bell.
Yum.
Yum.
All right. Well, y'all have fun, and I will catch y'all later.
Yep.
Yep.
Peace.
All right.
Right.